Hello, and welcome to another episode, thrilling episode. We're doing it again. This is going to be complicated, he says. Why? Why is it complicated? Because we're doing split ends, mental notes again. Though this isn't mental notes, this is second thoughts. Though they re-recorded their original album, Mental Notes, and you can tell if it's the right one because Phil Judd, that guy there, has hair on the cover, and that guy's different. But they came to the UK, met Phil Manzanera, and Phil Manzanera produced this record for them. But it was called Second Thoughts in New Zealand, but Mental Notes over here. Oh, my brain hurts. It's confusing, I know. And there's I'll drop in the artwork for the original. Or is this the original? I don't know which one's the original. It's confusing. I'm confused. I'm easily confused. But we already did this album before. I don't know if you remember, many years ago. We did Mental Notes, but the New Zealand version of Mental Notes, whereas this is the UK or worldwide edition, which is called Second Thoughts in New Zealand. I think that's it. I think I've got it right this time. So it's a different record. Now this has been reissued. On vinyl for the first time, as you can see. Wait a minute. That is the album sleeve to Second Thoughts. I don't need to put it in. It's there already. I knew that, and so that is the actual record sleeve for Second Thoughts. Whereas this is Mental Notes UK. New Zealand, UK. There we go. And this is new out. And it's a lovely reissue. And it's a lovely pressing as well. If I can just get it out of the bag. I'll put the sticker there. See, I'll put it over there. Sticker. Not there. There. So I can't see what I'm doing because it was in the way. But it comes on glorious white vinyl. I've ruined it. And that was it. It was interesting because I'm a big fan of this record, but I didn't know I'd been listening to the New Zealand version all this time. I didn't know that. I just got it off of eMusic years ago and was listening to it. But it was the old version, not the new version, not Second Thoughts. Oh God, this is complicated. And I'd got so ingrained. It was so ingrained in my mind that when I put this on, it's a bit of a shock because it's all been re-recorded and rejiggered, and there's songs left off and songs put on. For example, Under the Wheel isn't on it, which I really like. Amy Darling is not. I'm not a fan of that one, but and So Long for Now isn't on it either, and I like that one. But you do get new tracks like. Late Last Night, Matinee Idol. It's complicated, but there's so many good tracks missing, like Spellbound. So it's a completely different record, and I'm sitting there thinking, wait a minute. The dawning realisation that I was listening to a completely different record crept across me, and it was good. It was good. I'm glad that I got to hear this version as well. It's a different record. Is it a better record? I don't know. I'm confused because it's the same but different. I've never encountered this before on a record where the band have re-recorded the songs and put new songs on and taken songs off and rejiggered it. So I've never done that before. It was a jarring, disconcerting, discombobulating experience. I was all over the shop. I really was. But I thought I'd talk about it. I wasn't going to talk about it, but I thought, oh well, I can do this and do Dysrhythmia as well, and do it as a double header, and we can do that again. Yeah. So anyway, it starts with Late Last Night, which is I've got to look at which is a new song. It wasn't on the other version. But I know these songs from various YouTube videos and whatnot. So I was confused, thinking this isn't how the album starts. It starts with Walking Down the Road, but that comes second. But I quite like Late Last Night and Walking Down the Road. There's some good mandolin on this album as well by Phil Judd. Amy Darling I was never a big fan of, but it was okay. And that's replaced out with Titus, which is usually on side 2, and Lovey Dovey, which isn't normally on the record, is on, and Sweet Dreams is on, which isn't on either. But I like these songs. They're all good songs. Like I said, it's weird. It's like it's the album, you know, but it isn't. Stranger Than Fiction is open side 2, which it is on the old one. Time for a Change is there. Mattingly Idol is a new addition, and The Woman Who Loves You is a new addition too. He says, looking at his record. Is that right? Yeah. And then it ends with Mental Notes. Whew. So yeah, it was discombobulating, but it sounds really good, and I immediately thought, oh wow, this is a completely different listening experience. It's better than that blooming MP3 edition that I've got. It's very lively. I like the pressing. I think the pressing is really good, and it's one of those unusual moments where a record, you know, is actually better than the digital version, and you don't get that very often because, you know, digital is all right, but I've got a feeling that, you know, the digital version of this album, or Mental Notes, the first version, whichever one it is, isn't very good. And whereas this has been remastered from the original tapes, that's what it says on the sticker, and they've done a good job of restoring the record. Now I've got to get Mental Notes, the New Zealand version, on vinyl so I can do a compare and contrast. Though, like I said, this was completely re-recorded. But it's odd because, you know, I'm so familiar with the first version, the New Zealand version, that the UK version, it's strange. It's like, excuse the noise of the boy. It's a very strange listening experience. Never come across that before, ever. But I like it. I miss some of the songs, but then I don't miss some of the other songs. It's 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. Really, what they need to do is bring out a double vinyl version of it with it all kind of restored. You know, that would be really cool, wouldn't it? And then I wouldn't get confused. We could have both versions, or, like I say, a super extended edition. But yeah, do check them out. These are this and Dysrhythmia have been reissued on coloured vinyl. I had a bit of a hard time getting a copy because places had sold out and whatnot. To get both of them, you know, one place had Mental Notes, you know, one place was missing Dysrhythmia, but I found, I'm going to name them Resident Music. Go and give them a look up. They're pretty good. But they had both, so I ordered it, and yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. In terms of a rating, I don't know. I'm confused because it's very rare that you get a record that is the same record, but it isn't the same record, and it's been redone, and it's kind of good, and it's kind of not good, and so I'm going to give this 4 lovey-doveys out of 5. That's 4 lovey-doveys out of 5 because I really do like this record, like the original version, and I like this version too. And there's a point off for the songs that were removed, and there's a point I added for the ones that you get the gist of it. You get it. You understand. You know what I'm saying. So Ray, thank you for watching. Thank you to bearing with me, because it's the same album, but it's not the same album. For it is not Mental Notes. It really is Second Thoughts, but it is Mental Notes in the UK, but Second Thoughts in New Zealand. Are there any examples where this has happened before, where albums have been kind of redone? Please tell me. Put it in the comment box. Tell me if there are any similar records that are like this one, and I'd be fascinated to check those out, because this is the first time I've come across this kind of thing, and it is proggy. I don't care what you say. Split Ends. This album is a really. There's some really interesting ideas, because they use, mandolin and all manner of instrumentation. I think there's mellotron on there as well, so that gives them a shoe in. Do check them out. I really do like. I think the original album was like 75, and this was redone in 76. But they're just so bloody weird. Especially them dressing up and everything. They were just ahead of the game. And they came about this kind of isolated in New Zealand. There's a great podcast about Split Ends. Go and look it up, which gives you the whole history of them. It's fascinating listening. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. I've been talking about Mental Notes or Second Thoughts, whatever, by Split Ends. Do come by for the next one, because I'm going to be doing Dysrhythmia as well. There's only one thing left to say, and that is prog on.